Hello, everyone. My name is William Wright, and welcome to Iowanderlust, the only podcast dedicated to Iowa travel. Over the next few weeks, I will discuss with you all the places in the Hawkeye State that are totally worth checking out at least once in your lifetime. Coming up, you will hear from my experiences in the Des Moines Metro, including the most famous out of all the state fairs in the entire country. The Iowa State Fair takes place in downtown Des Moines in the middle of August, and it is perhaps the most famous agricultural exhibition in the entire nation, quite possibly the world. There is a reason why Iowa high schools don't start classes until after the state fair because the state fair is such a huge part of Iowa culture. There are several different events that take place throughout the state fair, and I was there to see them 3 years running. A few of the events the Iowa State Fair has to offer include a strolling piano man. I saw that the first time I was there, he was actually singing Billy Joel's Piano Man. So that's one of the many entertainments that is going on the Grand Concourse. Of course, the concourse of the State Fair Grandstand, where numerous concert acts take place throughout the evenings at the State Fair. And this is perhaps when the State Fair gets most popular is on the weekends. So plan ahead. You go on the weekdays so you don't get the busyness of the state fair. The Iowa State Fair also is known for its big animal contests. We saw the big boar earlier, a record for the big boar. We also had the big ram and the Super Bowl contests that took place throughout the state fair's running. There are dedicated barns to each form of livestock, and I got to roam every single one of them. There are also several mechanical exhibitions and several industrial exhibitions that are held in the Varied Industries building at the heart of the state fair. And in that Varied Industries building, you would see the political parties as well as several different colleges and universities. And Iowa Central was not recognized at any of those state fairs, really. Really, it's only two community colleges, DMAC and Kirkwood, which makes sense for DMAC because they are located in the Des Moines Metro. They serve the Des Moines Metro. And the Iowa State Fair is perhaps the one of the biggest draws to the Des Moines Metro. But you also got Iowa, Iowa State, and UNI represented. You have the likelihood of seeing Herky the Hawk or Cy the Cardinal roaming the midways of the Iowa State Fair. And speaking of midways, the State Fair has three different midways independently run. There's Thrillville, Thrill Town, which is for younger kids, and Thrill Zone, which includes the slingshot. A reverse catapult ride for two, which they launch you up with cables and they flip you maniacally. It's a really fun experience, yet I have not experienced it personally. But do note that when you're coming to the Iowa State Fair, parking can be a bit of a hassle, and usually the parking is at overflow mode. We also have the State Fair Queen contest, in which queens from all 99 counties are represented, and some counties have more than one fair, like Jones County having the Great Jones County Fair and the Wyoming Fair. But Greene County, the county where I'm from, only has one county fair, as is the case with most of the counties in Iowa. And the state fair queen is crowned when the state fair gets underway. Of course, the previous state fair queen, the defending fair queen, is featured in the state fair parade, the largest parade ever in the state of Iowa, which features several agricultural and political floats in addition to a few marching bands, including at least one from the Des Moines Metro. The Iowa State Fair is perhaps the biggest event that Iowa has hosted, but stay tuned for the home of Iowa's best thrills coming up right after this. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that Adventureland is the home of Iowa's best thrills. Adventureland first opened its doors in 1974, meaning that this year, 2024, marks Adventureland's 50th anniversary of operation. Even though this is technically their 51st season of operation, their 50th operating season was last year in 2023. That was when I got a season pass to Adventureland to experience their two all new rides, the Flying Viking and Draken Falls. Let's first get into the new attractions here. Flying Viking and Draken Falls. The Flying Viking is Adventureland's seventh roller coaster. Adventureland currently has seven roller coasters. They are the Flying Viking, along with Dragon Slayer, Monster, Outlaw, Phoenix, Tornado, and the recently renovated Underground. Monster is perhaps the most extreme of the coasters at Adventureland, but the Flying Viking is a fairly tame family coaster themed after the Vikings. And then Draken Falls is a super flume which intertwines with the Flying Viking. Draken Falls gives the park a new flume ride after the removal of their last flume ride that was to make way for Monster back in 2016. The flume ride's final year of operation was 2015, and that was the River Rapids log ride. Adventureland used to have another water ride as well, the Raging River, but that closed as the result of an accident which involved a casualty. Adventureland also has a full-on water park named Adventure Bay. Adventure Bay first opened its doors in 2008 with the Kokomo Cove water play structure, which is still there to this day. Kokomo Cove was added in 2010 by a new tube slide complex, a raft slide named Typhoon, a speed slide tower, and a mat racing slide, in addition to Iowa's longest lazy river. And then 2 years later saw the addition of Iowa's largest wave pool to the Adventure Bay lineup. Monster is definitely the coaster that changed the landscape of Adventureland. It features a 130-foot height, with a 101-degree beyond vertical first drop, top speed of 65 miles per hour, five inversions, including a rare finish loop. Monster is actually one of two roller coasters in the world to feature this rare element. Total track length of 2,500 feet, so it's pretty long. One of the longest coasters in the state of Iowa. Tornado, on the other hand, is the park's oldest operating roller coaster, having been opened in 1978, named in honor of the tornado that destroyed part of Adventureland prior to its grand opening. The tallest ride in the park is the Storm Chaser, and the Storm Chaser is a 260-foot tall tower swing ride, which gives riders a panoramic view of Adventureland and the Des Moines Metro. And give a shout out to Southeast Polk High School in Altoona when you wave down there to Ram territory. The second tallest ride is the Space Shot, which recently got a new paint job honoring America's space heritage. It is a pneumatic launch tower that blasts you up 200 feet and then sends you back down to Earth. Holds up to 12 people per cycle. But it's not all just about the rides that Adventureland has to offer, it's their culture. Adventureland was originally owned by the Kranz family, so they were independently run from their opening all the way up until 2021, when the Kranz family sold the property to Palace Entertainment, the American subsidiary of Spanish-based global amusement operator Parques Reunidos. The front Main Street area of Adventureland is based off of the Main Street USA found in Disneyland and Magic Kingdom. Adventureland's train station houses the A train, which is a round trip train ride, which gives passengers a view of the boulevard and around the park offices. It's not that exciting at all, but the park used to have a sky ride, which goes right through the monster. Unfortunately, they took it out in 2023, but that gave some of the best views in the park when I rode it back in 2018. Draken Falls got me really wet, and I had not chance to ride the monster yet, so I'm inching up closer to my eventual goal of riding the monster. I was into roller coasters way back when I was in fifth grade. That was when I rode my first roller coaster, Pegasus at Mount Olympus. I've ridden close to 20, over 20 roller coasters since then, and I'm planning on making Monster one of the roller coasters on my list. Adventureland, probably the destination for Iowa's best thrills. Coming up, we have shopping experiences throughout the Des Moines Metro. We'll highlight two of the state of the art shopping centers here on Iowanderlust. Des Moines Metro, like any metro, is home to a wide array of shopping experiences. However, I wanted to highlight two of them, both of which are located in the suburbs of Des Moines. I'm talking about the Jordan Creek Town Center in West Des Moines and the outlets of Des Moines in Altoona. Starting with the Jordan Creek Town Center, this is the largest mall in the state of Iowa. It actually hosted the Drake Relays at one point. It is home to a vast majority of shopping experiences, including a unique store called Altered State, which is women's apparel. I think it's the only one of its kind anywhere in the country. The anchor stores that the Jordan Creek Town Center has to offer in the mall, there's a Dillard's, there's a Shields, and there's a Von Maur. Those are their three main anchor stores. They also have a Barnes & Noble, an H&M, and an Apple store, among other experiences. But it's not just the shopping that the Jordan Creek Town Center is famous for. Of course, the Jordan Creek Town Center is a high-end shopping destination. They were also known for hosting certain events of the Drake Relays. In particular, there was one year where they hosted the pole vaulting competition. They recently opened a new aquarium in their complex called the Blue Zoo, and if you know my brother, he really enjoys aquariums and fish. So the Jordan Creek Town Center also includes a central food court, which includes a Chick-fil-A, Chicago-style pizza, tacos, and Asian cuisine, among other things. And it also has a cinema, so it's not just the high-end shopping that Jordan Creek Town Center is famous for. There are several other strip malls surrounding the central mall of Jordan Creek, so if you are interested in stuff other than what's in the mall, go ahead and check all those things out. On the other end of the spectrum, the outlets of Des Moines is located in Altoona, which is with the same location as Adventureland. It is a more recent addition to the Des Moines Metro. It features several stores, including Old Navy, Forever 21, Under Armour, and a Rally House, among other stores. Outlet malls are very rare to come by in the state of Iowa. I know there's one in Williamsburg, but a lot of its stores are down. So this gives the Des Moines Metro another opportunity to expand upon its shopping experience and tourism as well, because Adventureland and Prairie Meadows are already two major draws for Altoona. And this is just the beginning of the expansion of the Des Moines Metro.